Welcome to Deep World Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. The salt-laced winds of the West Philippine Sea now carry a message of change and resolve, whispering tales of transformation and newfound strength. The Philippines, long reliant on aging naval vessels, is stepping into a new era. This shift marks a significant departure from the past, where the Navy's capabilities were often limited by outdated technology and resources. On July 17, 2025, Manila received advanced multi-role response vessels from Japan. These state-of-the-art ships are not just additions to the fleet, they are symbols of progress and international cooperation. These ships, built with Japanese precision, symbolize the nation's determination to protect its maritime rights. They represent a commitment to safeguarding the country's sovereignty and ensuring the security of its waters. This marks a pivotal moment in the armed forces' long-overdue modernization. It is a step forward in enhancing the military's operational readiness and strategic capabilities. Equipped with modern sensors and communications, the new warships enable effective patrols over contested waters like the Spratlys and Scarborough Shoal. These advanced systems ensure that the Navy can respond swiftly and decisively to any threats. Their arrival signals that the Philippines will no longer be a passive observer in its own backyard. The nation is now poised to take an active role in regional security and defense. The deal with Japan deepens a strategic partnership rooted in shared democratic values and concern over China's assertiveness. This collaboration strengthens regional stability and fosters mutual trust. Japan's support, through favorable loans and grants, shows its commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific. This partnership is a testament to the enduring friendship between the two nations. For Filipinos, these modern ships are a source of pride and a promise of protection for vulnerable fishing communities. They offer hope and security to those who rely on the sea for their livelihoods. The vessels are a tangible response to years of diplomatic protests and legal battles. They stand as a testament to the nation's resolve to uphold its rights and interests. They uphold the 2016 arbitral ruling and carry the hopes of a nation determined to secure its future. These ships are not just tools of defense, they are beacons of hope and resilience. As these ships begin their patrols, they embody a new era of confidence and capability for the Philippine Navy. This is a new dawn, where the Navy stands ready to face the challenges of tomorrow with renewed vigor and determination. To truly appreciate the significance of these new warships joining the fleet, we must first look back at the Philippine Navy's long and challenging history. For decades, the fleet was a patchwork of aging, obsolete vessels, costly to maintain, difficult to repair, and ill-equipped for the demands of modern maritime security. Many ships were hand-me-downs from other countries, some dating back to World War II, and struggled to keep up with evolving threats. Patrolling the vast, scattered islands of the archipelago was nearly impossible with such limited resources, leaving Philippine waters vulnerable to illegal fishing, smuggling, and foreign encroachment. The sheer size of the maritime territory made effective surveillance and response a daunting task. Years of budget constraints and internal security challenges meant that modernization was repeatedly delayed, and the Navy often had to make do with what little it had. But escalating tensions in the West Philippine Sea, especially with foreign vessels encroaching on Philippine territory, exposed the urgent need for a credible and modern naval presence to protect national interests. The Horizon Defense Modernization Program was launched as the answer, focusing on acquiring assets that could provide a minimum credible deterrence and restore confidence in the Navy's ability to defend the country. The goal was never to match the world's superpowers ship for ship, but to raise the cost of aggression and ensure that any threat would be met with a capable response. Japanese-built vessels, equipped with modern technology and advanced systems, are now the cornerstone of this revitalized strategy, giving the Navy the reach, speed, and capability it had long lacked. But modernization is more than just new ships and equipment. It's about adopting new doctrine, investing in advanced training, and fostering a professional naval culture that can adapt to rapidly changing threats. Today's crews are learning 21st-century skills, mastering high-tech systems, and building a force that is ready and able to defend the nation's maritime interests with confidence and competence. The result is a confident, capable Navy, finally equipped, both in spirit and in hardware, for the challenges that lie ahead in safeguarding the Philippines' future. The Japan-Philippines partnership is a defining shift in Asia's security landscape. Once wartime adversaries, the two nations now share a strategic outlook as maritime democracies facing common threats. Both depend on free sea lanes and confront territorial disputes with China. Japan's evolving security policy sees Southeast Asia's stability as vital to its own interests. Supplying patrol vessels is a strategic investment, not charity. The partnership includes joint exercises, training, and high-level agreements like the Reciprocal Access Agreement. For Manila, Japan offers a crucial alternative to over-reliance on the US, adding flexibility and depth. This network of like-minded states, Japan, the Philippines, the US, and Australia, forms a resilient Indo-Pacific security architecture. Together, they demonstrate a collective will to uphold international law and resist coercion. China's assertiveness in the West Philippine Sea is the catalyst for Manila's military modernization. Beijing's gray zone tactics, using Coast Guard and maritime militia to harass and intimidate, have forced the Philippines to act. China's artificial islands and military outposts project power across the South China Sea, ignoring the 2016 arbitral ruling. The new Japanese vessels give the Philippines the tools to document, deter, and persistently patrol contested waters. This shift moves Manila from a purely diplomatic approach to a stronger defense posture. The message to Beijing gray zone tactics will no longer go uncontested. While not creating parity, these ships raise the risks for China and force greater caution. The goal is clear: deterrence through resilience and a credible presence at sea. Japan's recent decision to supply military vessels to other countries marks a profound and historic shift in its security strategy, signaling a new era in Japanese defense policy. For decades, Japan's post-war constitution strictly limited its military to self-defense, prohibiting offensive operations, arms exports, and participation in collective security arrangements. This pacifist stance was a cornerstone of Japanese identity, reflecting the nation's commitment to peace after World War II. However, rising threats from an increasingly assertive China and unpredictable missile launches from North Korea have prompted Tokyo to fundamentally reinterpret its security policies, recognizing the need for a more active role in regional defense. By relaxing long-standing arms export bans, Japan now empowers key partners like the Philippines, providing them with advanced vessels and technology to help uphold regional stability and deter aggression. This proactive approach extends Japan's security interests far beyond its own shores, building a network of capable allies and fostering deeper cooperation through joint training and multinational exercises. It also significantly strengthens the US-Japan alliance, paving the way for robust trilateral cooperation among the US, Japan, and the Philippines, and enhancing collective deterrence in the region. Each partner brings unique strengths to the table: US military power and global reach, Japanese expertise in capacity building and technology, and the Philippine Navy's vital frontline presence in contested waters. This layered, collaborative strategy is far more effective against gray zone coercion and maritime challenges than any single nation acting alone, creating a united front for regional security. Japan's new role on the world stage is clear: a proactive contributor to peace, stability, and security in the Indo-Pacific, committed to shaping a safer future for all. The Japan-Philippines security axis is reshaping the Indo-Pacific's strategic landscape. The old US-centric hub-and-spokes model is giving way to a resilient, networked web of partnerships. Australia, the US, and Japan are coordinating support for the Philippines, conducting joint patrols and aligning diplomatic efforts. This united front pressures China and inspires other Southeast Asian nations to seek similar partnerships. European powers too are increasing their presence, seeing this coalition as a bulwark for international law. The West Philippine Sea is now a global test case for the future of maritime order. The world is watching as smaller nations leverage alliances to resist coercion and defend their rights. China views the Japan-Philippines partnership with deep suspicion, seeing it as part of a US-led containment strategy. Beijing condemns these moves as reviving Japanese militarism and interfering in regional affairs. China's response is a mix of diplomatic pressure, economic incentives, and continued assertiveness at sea. It may test the resolve of the Philippines by shadowing new vessels or increasing maritime militia activity. The goals show that despite modernization, the power imbalance remains, yet pushing too hard risks uniting Manila's partners and escalating tensions. Any incident could draw Japan or the US more directly into the conflict. China must balance its ambitions with the risk of provoking a wider confrontation. The stakes in the West Philippine Sea have never been higher. The Japan-Philippines partnership is setting a precedent for Southeast Asia. ASEAN's traditional neutrality is under strain as China's assertiveness divides member states. Maritime nations like the Philippines and Vietnam are building security ties outside the ASEAN framework. The Japan-Philippines model shows how smaller states can form minilateral coalitions to defend shared interests. Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei are all watching, and some are quietly following suit. ASEAN remains important for economic integration, but its role as the region's security architect is fading. Security is now multi-layered, with dynamic groupings like the Quad and AUKUS taking the lead. The new reality practical cooperation trumps tradition when existential threats loom. The region is adapting, prioritizing action over consensus. The Japan-Philippines partnership is the blueprint for Southeast Asia's security future. The arrival of Japanese warships marks a turning point for the Philippines and the Indo-Pacific. These vessels symbolize a new era of self-reliance, strategic partnerships, and resolve. The Navy's modernization transforms the Philippines from a passive bystander to an active defender of its maritime destiny. Japan's proactive engagement reflects a broader shift toward network security among democracies. The old model of relying on a single superpower is giving way to overlapping partnerships. The Philippines' alignment with Japan, the US, and Australia is a leading example of collective deterrence. The West Philippine Sea is now a test of will between a united coalition and China's expansive claims. These new warships are charting a course for the future of regional security in these vital waters.